Lassiter Factor.
What's up, all my movie-loving maniacs? This is your boy Bankful B of the Lassiter Factor, and back in February, I started a tradition for Black History Month in which I watch Spike Lee films that I have never seen before because I wanted to get my knowledge of Spike Lee films up a little bit. But after it's done, I figured, you know what? Why not just stop there? Why don't I just go ahead and continue to watch Spike Lee films I never watched before? So that's what I did, and I'll admit I'm slacking a little bit, but I'm here again in July with a review for a Spike Lee film that I've never seen before, and that is Girl 6, which actually is celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. I tried to watch it for Black History Month, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't stream it anywhere. I couldn't even. It's not even you're not even able to purchase or rent it anywhere on any digital retailer. So let's just say I had to get creative, if you know what I mean, to get my hands on a copy of this movie, but I finally got it, so let's review. So, Girl 6 is about Judy, who is a struggling actress that transitions into the call girl business, which is basically phone sex. She's successful at it at first, but then other things start happening, and then she realizes this is not what she wants to do, and then she tries her hand at acting again by the end of the movie. Now, to be fair, this is actually my first time watching this movie from beginning to end because I remember back when I was a teenager, I tried to watch this movie, but for some reason, I just could not get past the first 30 minutes. And it's not because of the movie or what it's about, it was just, in terms of Spike Lee, it was just something off about this movie, and I just couldn't put a finger on it. But now, watching with adult eyes and watching it from beginning to end, I can kind of see why. But first, let me talk about the positives. I did like how this movie was kind of a meta critique on the film industry at that point in time, and how it was hard for actors and actresses at that time to get work, and how women in particular are treated within the industry. And then I also like how this movie is kind of a behind the curtain of the call girl industry and about how you pretty much get all these different women, whether they're objectively pretty or not. They're from all different walks of life, and then they're just on the phone all day trying to make a fun time for guys that dares to call the call girls. And it was just fun and fascinating just to watch these girls either really get into it or just basically play in these guys' faces because they don't really know who's on the other end of that line. But it also does a good job at showing the dangers of being a call girl because there are some sick individuals out there. And Judy, or Girl 6, who is played by Teresa Randall, she is the main character, and we get to see her basically run up the ranks within the call girl industry, from her just starting out and her being a little timid and nervous at first, but then she really gets into it and gets successful at it, but then there's some consequences for it. And real quick, I just want to say, dear Hollywood, and by extension, Black Hollywood, we failed Teresa Randall. Now, granted, I know, I'm just saying, she should be known for more than just Martin Lawrence's wife and Michael Jordan's wife in Space Jam. And I know there's a lot of conspiracies going on as to why she didn't come back for Bad Boys 4 and she was replaced with Tasha Smith in Bad Boys 4, and I don't know why. I'm hearing either it was for personal issues or legal issues, whatever the case may be. I just hope she's alright, and I hope at some point we get to see her in a movie again, but she should have been a lot bigger than she was during the 90s and early 2000s. And I know Spike Lee also worked with her here and there within other films, but this was the first film that he gave her where she's in the lead role, and I'd say she did an excellent job at it. Side note, here's the rest of the cast, in which Spike Lee, who is the director and writer of this movie, he plays her cousin who's just supporting her, and then we got Isaiah Washington, and we got other cameos from like Quentin Tarantino, who I know had issues, well, Spike Lee more so had issues with Quentin Tarantino, but it's just funny to see him in a movie directed by Spike Lee, and then Halle Berry's in the movie playing herself. One of my favorite performances from Jennifer Lewis, because she's the one teaching the girls how to be a call girl, and just hearing her say, well, granted, I've heard her say vulgar and mean things before, but here it just worked for her. And then you got Naomi Campbell, and if you've not seen this movie, I'm not going to spoil anything, but she just has a funny bit that definitely takes me out. And now for the things that I'm either split on or just didn't really like. I do feel like this is kind of an uneven movie, and the themes and ideas presented within this movie are just kind of undercooked. And I feel like this movie would have mainly benefited if it had more of an emphasis on the female perspective than the male perspective. Because Spike Lee, he directed and I believe wrote and he also produced this movie, and basically he had his hands on everything. But I believe there is a female writer, but at the same time, it still doesn't change the fact that this movie feels a little undercooked. Isaiah Washington, who's in the movie, he's kind of an afterthought within this movie. I mean, I'm not really sure what to make of his character within the film. And even right down to the ending of this, I feel like there wasn't no real resolution and it just felt abrupt. This is clearly one of Spike Lee's weakest films, but at the same time, I can still admire the pure intentions he had within this film, and I can also admire the filmmaking he displayed within this film. And that's why I'm going to give Girl 6 the shoulder shrug emoji. I know some people actually like this, and I don't blame them. Like, this is one of the deeper cuts of Spike Lee, but in the grand scheme of everything Spike Lee has made, or at least everything I've seen, I just see this as one of the weakest. But I do think that if you're a fan of Spike Lee, you should see it at some point. But that's it for today. Have you seen Girl 6? If so, let me know what you think in the comment section below. This is your boy Bangful B of the Lassiter Factor. Stay safe, wash your hands, peace.